Hey everyone, my name is Anna Finch. This isn't my real name, but my writer name. It's a shorter version of my actual first name, as most people find it difficult to pronounce my first name, and it's also because it's not an English name. I also used a pen name because and I'd rather not have my actual full name on the book. Just a little bit more about me. I'm an English and Humanities teacher from Australia. I'm actually fully qualified for teaching. This is my first time creating a YouTube channel. I have recently started to write and wanting to write novels and publish, and I also thought it would be good to create a channel to show and to give some writing advice, to help other writers and to help my students if they ever find this channel. I have been following different booktubers for a while, but it's only recently that I've decided to seriously invest in creating a booktube channel. So I look forward to becoming more involved with the booktube community, and through creating resources and things that people can use to help their own writing. I was inspired to write my first novel, which I plan on publishing late 2020, hopefully in November, hopefully before NaNoWriMo. I was actually inspired to participate in NaNoWriMo and to actually give novel writing a serious shot because of some authors on BookTube, especially Kate Kavanagh. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your last name. Inspired me to give NaNoWriMo a shot and to give novel writing a serious shot, and I found that I was really able to complete this and actually really engage with people like me, and I enjoyed it. It was fantastic, and the authors like Kate Kavanagh and Alexa Dunn on BookTube, listening to them and their tips and listening to their experience, it gave me the push I need to really start writing my own novel from start to finish. Prior to actually participating in NaNoWriMo this year, most of my writing experience was prior to NaNoWriMo. Most of my writing experience, particularly creative writing, was poetry and short story based. I had written a lot of poems, short stories that I had entered in competitions, but I decided to have a go at Nano this year because it's always been my goal to write and publish a novel. NaNoWriMo and the two authors on BookTube that I mentioned gave me the push I needed to actually go ahead and write it and complete it. I had started novels before, never really got around to finishing them. I would lose interest, or I would become disengaged with what I was writing, and I found that with NaNoWriMo I was actually able to push through, partly because of the support that I had from the writing community. So my experience in doing this and doing NaNoWriMo, encouraged me to fully complete my Nano novel draft, which I'm currently in the process of editing. I'm actually up to my 3rd draft. Hope to write my 4th draft by the end of January, depending on when my critique partner is able to finish writing notes and giving me feedback. I actually plan on self-publishing this novel and other future novels, and maybe my poetry book, potentially later down the track some children's books. Regarding this channel though, I'll be doing vlogs about a range of topics connected to writing or connected to my novel, so how my progress is going, any challenges, how my publishing process is going. As I live in Australia, the options for self-publishing are fairly limited. It's mainly limited to Booktopia, which has its own self-publishing program in Australia. It's an online store, but it also gets books into one online bookstore. And Ingram Spark is my other option. I would probably use a combination of Booktopia and Ingram Spark, mainly because with the way Ingram Spark is set up, I don't need to do taxes for the US. I can just do the ones for Australia, because everything is transferred to an Australian account, an Australian business name, so it's less difficult for me. I will also make videos about tips for time management, so some strategies that you can use to manage your day, or what works for me at least, and hopefully could help you. Some of these tips can be useful for people who are studying for their exams, or their final exams, so VC for Victoria, and I think it's senior year in America, or A-levels in UK. Not really sure. I also plan on doing book reviews. Not all of them are fiction books though. So some of the books I will review are things like books that give advice for writing, for publishing, particularly in an Australian context, but some are fairly general in the advice they give, and because it's advice that can be applied in any country, as well as books that I used for resources for helping me plan my novel. I will also be reviewing novels as well, so some popular novels, some that some people have not heard of, and be reviewing them as both as literature, so for reading experience and quality, as well as a novel for the English curriculum for Australia, so the relevance or the way it can be used in teaching English. It's particularly secondary English, as in Australia, in most schools they have novels for different year levels that match the particular level, to the writing and the language matches a particular year level, but also the content is connected either to, in some schools, the humanities curriculum, so history, or is connected to important issues that are relevant for young people, as well as, particularly in Victoria, I'm not sure about some other states, but the Victorian curriculum actually requires the studying of dystopian texts. Level can vary in when they study a dystopian text, but from what I've found, it's generally from year 9 up to year 11 or year 12. So senior, so from middle to senior, for any Americans watching. So yeah, I'll be evaluating the text in regards to how they can be used as a novel to study for English, as well as identifying any resources that are available for those texts. So things like writing guides, chapter summaries, things about themes and all that sort of stuff, to help anyone who's trying to decide on a text they want to pick for their school, so they can have an idea about what's available. I plan on uploading videos every Wednesday and Saturday. This is at Australian time. This may change, so at the moment in Australia we've got the summer holidays, and I don't go back to full-time teaching until 28th of January, which I think is the same for most schools in Victoria. So when school starts up again and I start teaching full-time, the number of videos I upload a week may change to once a week, especially during busy times, particularly exam time and when I have to mark assessments. That will be the busiest time. I will do my best to try and publish these videos Wednesday and Saturday, or at the very least upload 2 videos a week. Thank you for your time. I hope you come and watch some of my other videos, and I hope that the tips and advice that I put on here can help you, whether it's for studying or whether it's for writing your own novel. I hope it helps. Yeah, thank you for your time, and